Good morning. Ooh, it's a steamy one. It is 7:42 on July 27th, 2025, and we're gonna do our weekly garden tour. So I've already been out this morning watering. I did a video yesterday about, hold on one second. I did a video yesterday about planting up some shade plants, busting my plant stash, so that one should already be out. And those plants needed to get watered this morning, so I ended up sort of watering everything. It was hot yesterday. I believe we hit 90, maybe even got into the low 90s, and then it got windy, so all of the containers needed to get watered and everything this morning because we're going to be pretty much the same today. So I've been out here watering already this morning, so things look wet. But they are got a nice fresh drink, so everything looks pretty too. So I haven't really looked at the containers on the porch with you guys too much. This is a bronze dragon wing pink, I believe. I started these from seed. I have 2 of those. I'm going to try and save those over the winter, maybe bring them in as houseplants or even let them go dormant. Then just a lot of impatience in here. This is a bunch of different impatiens and begonias. Some stuff that I started from seed. This is a lissum that I started from seed. Draping out nice, and there's a bacopa in there as well. This one got very, very dry. It's been very, very dry for a few days, not just like overnight. I can't pretend that I haven't been neglecting this particular pot. You can see these ones that are more on the edge where they're getting water from the rain, they're fine. This alyssum is really pretty. I think this is called Oriental Nights. That's pretty. Drapes out really gorgeous. And over here, I do have some calla lilies in there. Also, these are black dragon coleus. All that started from seed. This begonia here is also started from seed. I can't remember what it's called though. I tried to start a lot of my container stuff from seed this year as I could. These containers here at the front were ones that I actually bought plants for, but then we had a pretty hard frost late and it killed everything. So this is the only plants that survived. I can't remember what this is called. Hold on, I might have the tag over here. Let's see. Yeah. Summer wave trailing large blue Torrenia hybrid. Well, that didn't help. Okay, sun to shade, it says. It's pretty. It took a little while to get started and really start flushing out with flowers. You can see there's a ton of buds in there now, though. So I would say it probably needs, some good summer heat to get going. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so I got Rainbow's End in the ground yesterday on either side of the walk. I won't go too much through the south side of the garden, the shady side, because I really did give a pretty big tour of that in the busting my plant stash video. But I just do want to look at these pretty flowers on here. They're so pretty. Oh, okay, I really am just overly happy to have that plant. Let's look at these containers down here at the front of the walkways. These ones get more sun, so although still I would consider these part shade, but they do get more sun than the rest of, like, up this side of the garden does. And I've got the purple ball basil in here doing fantastic. These are the sunray sunflowers. They're really starting to come out. It's that time of year now. The raspberry swirl zinnias and I think these are the coral geranium, coral or salmon. So everything in this container I started from seed. this year, so everything's doing really well. So it was a really great cost savings there, but still can have, a lot of bang for your buck. The serendipity alliums are really starting to show some color. These should be fully open, over the next 2 weeks. This one little ping pong allium is almost entirely open. It's cute. I didn't realize they were going to be that tall, so now I'm kind of glad not many of them came up. I'll be digging those up next year, like at the beginning of the spring, and moving them back into the bed a little bit deeper. Lots of daylilies. This one is not open again. Dang it. This one is really pretty. It has a ruffly edge. It's pink and it has a ruffly edge. I really like it a lot. The phlox are still going strong, except for we've had so much rain, repeated rain, that they are really laying down now. So I'm ordering some little plant cages, like half moon plant cages for things like this. The white illumination backlit is getting started here. This is a much sturdier plant. I think these phlox are some that I started from seed, and they're not really, any type of hybrid or rigorously tested type of phlox, where I would say going with like the proven winners variety. I mean, these are just much sturdier on their stems. These are they're floppy. They're pretty, and they're pretty even though they're flopped over, but I would rather have them upright. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're, I do try to start a lot of my stuff from seed or from bulb or from corm or whatever to fill my garden, even perennials. But sometimes it's worth it to spend that little bit of extra money to get a really well-bred plant if you can't get it by seed. Let's see, what else going on up here? Not too much. Oh, the coneflowers. The coneflowers, the Love Parade yarrow, and the Going Bananas. Daylilies, this is their time to shine. They look beautiful together. As that Love Parade, it comes out like a richer pink. You kind of see there, even a little bit richer than that, and fades out to a very, very soft pink before it dies back. It's pretty. Also very floppy. So I need to get maybe some sort of plant in front of the yard, although I just like the way it looks. I'm not going to lie. I like the floppy. Then I have the coneflowers, which just seem to be the regular purpurea variety, which is gorgeous and is going to put off, really beautiful seed heads and tons of buds on these plants. So they should be putting on a really good show. I did have to stake these up again because of the rain, and we were having some wind that were causing them to just lay down. So I ended up having to stake those up. And they're very, very tall. I talked about this in the video that I put out yesterday, but I'm going to have to move these. They're just too tall for this space. I mean, they're beautiful, but they're too big. I don't really want anything much taller than like that phlox in this front area. It's very, very small. I just don't want anything too tall, unless it was like really at the back of the bed, in front of the porch. This little daylily is a one-off that my daughter Lily put in last year. It's pretty. It's got more of an orangey yellow with that burgundy center. We've got some sort of fall colored flowers starting now, like a Sahara rudbeckia and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice. Got you thinking about fall. I mean, it's only July, but we're getting closer. So this one's really cute and pretty. I don't think I like it in with the Going Bananas. It doesn't really. you know, jive, so that one might get moved out, but it's pretty. Cat's pajamas nepeta still not cut back, but will be cut back probably today. This daylily is gorgeous with that, the chartreuse on this is stunning. When this is fully open, it's really gorgeous too. And it has that nice ruffled edge. Loving it. Excuse me. This one is a softer pink, but it also has a really bright chartreuse throat. Casablanca lilies are getting ready. We're so close. These ones are getting ready. I can't wait to see what these are. I think they might be a double tiger. Honestly, like as I'm starting to see them get color with the orange, I think these might be a double tiger lily. So that's thrilling, because I had them over in the shade area, and I think that I moved them over here. I'm trying to remember, trying to get my memory back. I'm pretty sure that's what that is, and that's going to be so pretty right there with how strong they've come back. What, 4 or 5 big stems there? Yeah, that's going to be really gorgeous. These phlox are nice too. Now these are like a Better Homes and Gardens variety. I think they're like Glamour Girl, or I want to say it's like Fashionably Early or something like that they're called. And they have a little bit better strength in their stems, but still not as good as the Illumination ones from Proven Winners. The lace caps are really starting to show their lace. All the flowers are opening up. So just as a reminder, this is kind of what they look like before those flowers open, and they just have the sepals, and then they're just gorgeous. I love them. Really pretty. Everything over here is looking nice and lush. We've had the heat, we're having the rain. It's really just been excellent weather. Knock on wood. We have had a few days where we've gotten smoke from Canada, but nothing too bad. This heuchera is just nonstop blooming. It won't quit. It just keeps throwing up more and more bloom stems. I have another one right down there, and it is blooming, but it really just started. This thing's been going for at least a month. It's gorgeous. Super happy. That hydrangea, this container, gorgeous. I was watering in here this morning and realized that I had a canna in here that I didn't think was going to come on. I didn't think we were going to get hot enough, or that this area got sunny enough, and it came up. So I may come and dig that out, get it on the porch so I can get full sun. Maybe we'll get some flowers off of it. I'm going to have one pincushion flower this year, one fama. I don't know if it's white or blue, but we're going to find out. Have more of these plants in here, but this is the only one that has a flower on it this year. So I'm really excited, because I started those from seed last year and they just barely put on any type of growth. I didn't even expect them to come back this year. So I'm happy for that. These lilies are beautiful. I can't remember what they are. I don't think they're stargazer. They're not really white enough. Like this one is white, but it's because it's at its end. It's like faded way out. These ones are fresher, and they're got more of a cream to them, but they're gorgeous. I did have to stake those up as well. Those I just popped in this year. I'm really impressed with how many flowers are coming off of them. Hopefully that's a sign for the rest of the year, the rest of their life, that they're going to fill in really nice there, because that would look gorgeous with the grass. And this hydrangea is beautiful. You can see some of the flowers are opening on this. And see how much easier it is for the bees and all the pollinators to get to those flowers. pretty. And then the little, I'm calling them sepals. Again, I haven't looked that up. I have no idea. You can see even on this one is already starting to turn the pink. They'll get that nice pinky tone to them and age out with that antique-y, old paper kind of look to them as we get into the cooler weather, which will be beautiful. So here's the Sahara Rudbeckia. I'm pretty sure it's Sahara. Gorgeous. This was just a volunteer from, I think last season this one volunteered, and I dug it up and put it here. And so not bad, not a bad return. Hoping that we can be counting on that to come back every year. And then I have another one here that volunteered this year, and I moved over here. I'm not sure if this is gonna also be the Sahara or what, but we'll know soon. It's got some nice buds on it. Euringium is looking gorgeous. So I had in my mind that I would cut some of this for, I did have to stake this as well. It fell down in one of the heavy rains. But I had in my mind when I first decided to plant this that I would cut it for bouquets and then keep it for like dry flowers for the winter. But wow, I have not cut a thing off of here. I'm having a real problem with it because it's just so pretty, and the bees and all the different wasps and everything, they just love this plant. So it's difficult to make the decision, honestly. And now with the Rudbeckia and the blue, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. We'll see. Okay, Lavender Perfection. Keeps on giving and is absolutely gorgeous. And I know I talked about this before. I don't know if it was last week or not, but lasted amazing in the vase. I was able to get a bloom just slightly more open than this to continue opening and fully open in the vase. This is a really excellent cut dahlia. I recommend it 100%. And it's just lots of blooms coming on this one as well. Some more down here. Lily doesn't want me to cut them because they're so gorgeous, but I'm like, I grew them to cut them. So now comes the struggles of what do we cut, what do we keep in the garden? Sunflowers. Okay, so I have a ton of pro cuts in the kitchen garden. It's basically a wall here. It's kind of nice, giving me a little privacy fence here from the driveways, but eventually here I'm going to be in cutting. These ones I think are going to be the first ones to get cut. I can see centers on these. As soon as I see color in the center of the sunflower, that's a spider. There are spiders in all of these sunnies too. They're just loving these this year, the spiders. But as soon as I see color, so you can see the eye on this one, as soon as I start to see any color of petals, I will cut this, and then it will open and I will get a nice long life out of it in the vase. So, and I'll cut them all the way down, to the bottom so that I'm opening up the beds in here. And it looks like Lily has picked pretty much all the beets out of this bed. So we'll start planting something else in there. I might do turnips or something for the fall. This basil is Genovese basil all along the front or the side of this bed. And we've already cut that back. We cook, we pinch off of it for cooking just as we're going, but we also did a big chop on this once so we could do some pesto. It was fantastic. I've got a big jar of pesto in the fridge right now, but it's getting ready to need to be cut back again, some of these plants. This is the Black Velvet Nasturtium. These zinnias, I don't know what these are now. So I said I don't know what the white one is. I don't know what the peach one is. I really have to go back through and see what I planted because I don't remember planting either of these. I definitely don't remember planting a white zinnia. So much is happening this year that I don't remember doing. Is that because the plants are wrong or because I'm wrong? Who knows? This is, I'm pretty sure, peach melba. Yeah. It's a gorgeous nasturtium. Really pretty. Whew, okay, let's go in. Again, the sweet success cucumbers just keep on giving. They're doing fantastic. Lots of fruit. We're using them still for refrigerator pickles. I just did the first couple quarts of fermented pickles. So we'll see how they hold up to the ferment. And then I think if they hold up well to the ferment, I may try and jar some as well. But they're holding up great in the refrigerator pickles. Those little zinnias popping through here. This squash has not learned to behave itself any better since the last time we talked. It is a beast. Look at this thing. And I've cut it multiple times, guys, multiple times. So I have to get in here and cut it again today. Still not one squash off of this plant. Lots and lots of male flowers in there. And we are starting to see some females. Let me see if I can find, okay, yeah. Starting to see some female flowers, but they're not opening yet. So it's pretty wild. This squash is really intense. But I'll have to get in here and cut it back again. There are actually other plants under here. Cosmos, and then that volunteer squash. Why am I keeping that volunteer squash, guys? Why am I doing it? I'm a glutton for squash punishment, I think. Aren't the squash flowers so pretty? Aw, very jungle. And we've got snapdragons down here. They're kind of struggling to stand up right now. Again, we've had a lot of water, so there's just a lot of heaviness on things. Nice nasturtium in here. I'm not sure which one this is. It's not in bloom right now. I think that might be a tip top. Tomatoes look fantastic. We actually have some spoon tomatoes popping up from last year. They're a little late. They won't make it, I don't think, to fruit, but I'm letting them stay. This is the sun sugar that I got when I was down in Minneapolis. It's doing great. It's had some fruit ripen up, and we're eating. So that's nice because we wouldn't normally be eating even cherry tomatoes yet at this point, as you can see from the ones that I started. We're still in the green here, but we're getting there. We're getting there. There's a lot of fruit in here. These are the honey drops, and then these are the rosellas over here. Doing very nicely. And with this heat, they should really be starting to bulk up. The Black Beauty still just pumping out the flowers, pumping out the fruit. This thing is going to be crazy. I don't mind because I love those. Cherokee Carbon. Looking gorgeous. Tons of fruit on this plant as well. I've had to do a lot of trimming on the tomatoes this year as far as leaves on the ground, because now normally we don't really get tomato disease. Our season is pretty short, but with all the rain we've had this year, I am definitely getting like some sort of leaf issue. So I'm just keeping up with it, just, trimming stuff off as I see it and pulling things off, trying to keep the plants healthy. Like I said, we don't really have that long of a season, so if they don't make it, past August and everything on it, that, even if everything on it right now was all I got, we'd be excited because we just, mid-September, we're done. Tomato season is over. here for the most part. It's really just, oh, how many more days do we have to ripen up what's left on the plant? Yeah, I'll even top them usually at the beginning of September and stuff like that, so they put more effort into ripening their fruit. So we've got sweet peas going crazy, climbing, looking beautiful. But guys, I think that there's something. Does something eat sweet peas? I thought that like sweet pea flowers, look at this. And it's up pretty high. I mean, I thought that sweet pea were poisonous. So like, would a deer, I mean, I guess a deer could get up that high. It's not that high. I mean, it's not even, maybe, no, it's not even 6 feet. So if it stood up on its back legs, it could probably get there. But I swear I thought every part of this plant was poisonous. So I've got beautiful, beautiful sweet pea plants, but something is eating the flowers. No flowers. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Gardening. Okay, so then we have Cosmos. The Cosmos situation over on this side is intense. It's hard to even get in here. I think the Cosmos are winning against the squash on this side. Look at how much smaller this squash is. Look at just how much better behaved this squash is compared to this squash. Well behaved? Maniac. That's what that is. That is a squash with it. His ego is out of control. Okay, we've got marigolds over here that are doing just fine because they are in front of the zinnia the Cosmos jungle here. But these ones are going to be pretty. These are all volunteers. Lots of buds starting to come on here. The weather's getting just right. It's actually going to be really gorgeous once it starts to bloom heavy. I mean, not that it's not pretty right now. It's very, very pretty, but once the color starts coming on, it'll be even more gorgeous. So another thing that I have over here is the white, this is the Mount Hood dahlia, which looks like it's, I mean, this is a super healthy plant, tons of buds, not struggling really at all, not seeing any kind of disease or anything from all the rain. A little slight bit of bug damage here, but nothing too bad. You know, no slug damage, which is nice with all the rain we've had and the fact that it's a dahlia. The fact that there's no slug damage is a miracle with it being in the ground like that. So it's doing fantastic. Cannot wait to see the flowers on that. This is a volunteer sunflower. Now I thought this might be branching, but I'm not seeing any branching on this, so I might end up cutting this. Let me see if we have color on this. Not yet, but close. Oh, so close to having color in there. Like you can see on this one, this is also a volunteer sunflower. And so it's got multiple heads. That's what I mean by branching. Where this one doesn't have, it just has the single head on top, like my Pro Cuts. So that, in my mind, is more of a cutting sunflower. So I'm not going to let it get huge. I'll just cut it and bring it in. These are the Amish paste, looking gorgeous. They're not huge. Now, Amish paste can actually get very big, but because I'm growing them in the containers, they won't get that big. See, this guy's not bad size here. Good baseball size. I'll take that. These are the Aurora zinnias. Very pretty. Still not getting a full shape yet. This one's a little better. But they're gorgeous. The color is so bright and fresh. Let's see, I've got more daylilies over here. These are very similar to the going bananas, but they are not going bananas. These are ones that I got just at Walmart, plastic bag, Walmart daylily roots. And I put these in a couple years back. They've done great. This was just full of thistle and stuff like that. So I put some cardboard down here, put the daylilies in, and then just let them take over. They've done a fantastic job. I'm actually considering getting some more in this area. This just gets really overrun. Again, I think I talked about this last week too. I don't know what this is. Possibly some sort of ginger, maybe? Like a wild ginger. But I cut it back in here and, you know, I mow it down and then it just pops back up. There's also creeping bellflower in here. There's thistle in here. There's a maple tree in here for some reason. And this is actually just a lilac. But it's getting harder and harder to come in here with the lawnmower as I build this yard, part of the yard out. So I just need to fill it with flowers. And daylilies are a great way to fill a space and not have to think too much about it again. Lots of green beans have already been picked off of these plants. They're doing great. I'll probably be able to come out here and do a pick this morning. They're really doing very well in that bed. Got more cosmos over here getting ready to flower. These are ones that I purposely planted. The straw flowers are getting ready to burst. Can't wait to see this king size yellow or gold. I think it's king size gold is the actual name on that. Then I have red. I have two of the red here. Also the king size. And then this is the silvery rose. This one is currently getting the most sun, so currently has the most buds on it. But once these sunflowers are cut back, you know, the other ones on that side of the bed will get more sun too. So straw flowers will go into the fall. They won't survive a frost, but they will go well into the fall. So they start to put their buds on now. There's some zinnies in there. These are, I think, queen limes, not quite throwing out buds yet. This is the honey baby. Still no flowers blooming on this plant. I do not believe that I'm going to get any fruit off of this plant at all. So it's just really getting too late. It's almost August and the fruit has to mature. I don't think we're going to get there. But it's a pretty plant. I'm leaving it. I may come in and cut this stuff off that's on the ground because I keep stepping on it and stuff like that. But I'm going to leave it, but no hopes of fruit there. This is the trailing nasturtium doing a beautiful job trailing out of the corner of this bed. It looks gorgeous with that squash and with the Sweet Success cucumber. Doing really well. And I do have some sweet peas in here too that are doing nicely. And a nice sunflower here. This is a branching sunflower. I have sunflowers at either end of these posts. This is the honka. Ooh, it's getting ready. It's like a real star-shaped dahlia. And it's white. So, oh, looks like somebody came in here and ate my male flowers. Yeah, it has to be a deer. I'm going to have to spray again. So, the deer are back in town. Okay. These are gorgeous too with that, again, with the chartreuse throat on these. These aren't Pardon Me. There's something else. I'll try to find the tag when I'm doing the edit on this for you guys. And more tomatoes, so more of the Amish paste, all doing really well in here. Lots of fruit. And then these are the green, Cherokee green. So let's come up this side. And we'll do the dog kennel bed. Strawberries are starting to put on a new flush. That'll be nice. This clematis still going strong, still tons of buds yet to open. It's beautiful. It's a little droopy right now because I sprayed everything down and gave everything a nice little drink. You can get a good look at the morning glories. They're beautiful. Morning glories are pretty aggressive plants, just so you know. They can spread too, so you need to make sure in your area if you can have morning glories and what kind, because they can become a real problem for some people. It's not really an issue here, but it can be, so just kind of try to keep that in mind. I mean, they're growing all inside the dog kennel through here. They're draped all inside of there. They're growing up into the tree, into the apple tree. You can see it wrapping around the apple tree right there. Which, if that flowers, is gonna be beautiful, honestly. And then mixed with the green beans in here, it's very pretty. It's very lush, and clematis popping out every once in a while. It's beautiful. Time to cut back the long flower stems here on the delphiniums. Looks like this one back here maybe has a little more life in it. And then there's still lots of smaller blooms down here. A little bit past its prime, but still gorgeous. And this little Seattle dahlia knockoff here looks really pretty with that bright yellow against the blues that are coming off of the kennel. It's nice. And like I said last time I talked about these are not what I paid for, but they are really pretty, and because they're so open, the bees are really enjoying them. Okay, here is this one is doing great, actually going to bloom. Normally we don't get blooms on our cannas here. It's usually pretty temperate, so I was happy to have that. I thought maybe I would just get some good foliage off of them, but that one's gonna actually bloom, so that's nice. And we can get up here on the porch. These not quite open on the candelabra hydrangeas yet, but very close. Ooh, got a little bit of opening happening down there. It's nice. These ones go from that sort of greenish color to the creamier color, and then to the white, and then again to that pink and sort of parchment look to them as they age out. So containers on the porch are looking fantastic. These two get very dry. I think they're very exposed to the wind coming off the lake. For whatever reason, harsher than the other ones. These petunias are looking good, but they're starting to get leggy, so I got to come in and cut these back. I'm going to do that right after I'm done talking to you guys. So I realized when I was out here watering that it was time. And this one over here as well. The rest of these I probably won't cut back. They're not out of control. But these, if I don't cut them back now, they won't have time to bounce back before it starts to get a little bit too dark, and so I won't get a nice flush of flowers off them. If I don't cut them now, I won't get that nice flush that lasts through the fall. But it's a little rough in here, but these are really gorgeous. They're like electric colored. Super pretty, very lush, and the green stalks are doing fantastic. The little quick snackers are starting to mature just right. Able to eat a couple of those every day. Yeah, they look good. The strawberries, there's green beans. I'm getting green beans off of these now. These are really pretty lettuce in here. This one is gorgeous. Whew. It is getting hot out here already. Take this off for you guys. Okay. So yeah, that's the garden right now. End of July. It's looking lush and it's giving lots of food, lots of green beans and zucchinis and even a couple of tomatoes here and there. I'm really happy with it. And everything seems to be very, very happy with their lives. Thank you guys for walking through the garden with me this morning. I hope that you're having a fantastic weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.